Hey guys, one of the biggest factors that prevents poker players from reaching their full potential is their inability to deal with downswings and bad results. In this video, I'm going to show you how to reframe situations and how to take back control during the toughest times so you can come through downswings with flying colors and feeling better than ever. My name is Adam Carmichael. I'm a mindset performance coach obsessed with helping poker players develop their winner's edge. Now, one of the hardest things to get your head around as a professional poker player is that sometimes you're going to lose money. No matter how long you've been playing, no matter how good you are, there's going to be periods of your poker career where you're going downswings, you go on break-even stretches, and you lose money for prolonged periods which seem to last forever. Now, this is the making and breaking of a lot of players. I find the difference between the ones who really excel in poker compared to the ones who just get by, or the ones who are able to push through downswings in the most proactive and best way. So I'm going to teach you guys how to reframe a downswing, how to look at the situation differently and not get too caught up in the results, which can be heartbreaking at times, watching your graph go down day after day, week after week. So this video is all about taking back control. And I'm going to teach you how to do that by focusing on 3 different levels. So we're going to call this the levels of control. Okay, so when you're on a downswing, it often feels like everything's completely out of control. You don't control anything. Every time you play, you lose. You go in this negative framework where you feel that you can't win no matter what. You start almost wishing for your opponents to hit a 2-outer. So you're like, told you so, I've lost. And most poker players get so caught up on the losing side, the bad results. They want to tell people their bad beat stories. They want to complain to people. They feel bad, feel anxious and kind of frustrated about how things are going. And they lose control because you focus on the things that are out of your control. You end up losing it. So I'm going to teach you guys what you should be focusing on, what you shouldn't be focusing on, even though it's difficult, and how you can get back control of the situation. So levels of control, there's 3 of them. Let's say the first one is what you have complete control over. Then you have some control over other things. And then you have no control over other things, right? Okay, so as a poker player and everything in life, we have complete control of some things, some control over some things, and no control over other things. Now, when it comes to poker in downswings, let's look at it, what we control and what we don't, and as a result, what we should be focusing on. Because would you guys agree, it's a bad idea to focus on things you have no control over? Be pretty bad, wouldn't it? Okay, so I'm going to talk you through how you can focus on the right thing. So complete control. What do you have complete control over? So when you think about it, you have complete control over your goals, the goals you set yourself. So whether you want to be the best player in the world, whether you want to play poker professionally for a living, whether you want to travel the world, your goals in your control. So that's a good area to always focus on. It's one of the areas I work with the players I coach. I always get them to set clear goals because you control that variable. What you want to be different from the next business. So you choose your goals first. What else do you control? You control your behaviors. You control how you act every day, how you show up in the world. You're in charge of your actions. You've got full control. Then you have control of your habits, what you follow through on. Now, some people might argue that you haven't got complete control over habits because there's some that are like kind of feedback loops where they're hard to break. But in the long run, you can choose which habits you want to develop. You choose which habits you want to strengthen, and you can choose how you act. You can choose you want to get up early, get up late, start your grind at 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock, study for 1 hour a day or 5 hours a day. You can pick your habits around your performance. And next thing is your thoughts. You control your thoughts. You control what you think. You control what you choose to focus on. You might not control every impulse thought, but you control what you give energy to, what you focus on. So these are things that you have complete control over. So as a poker player, these are your core foundations. This is what I call your performance edge for the most part. Performance edge as a poker player. Now, some control. So let's transition into things you have some control over. So this is like you organizing your days and how you operate. Now, some control, let's think, as a poker player, what are the most common goals? Make lots of money, achieve X outcome, play high stakes, beat the competition, be the best you can be. So you have some control over these things. Okay, let's say your results, especially your long-term results. We'll say your results in terms of EV, your expected value, and we'll say your ROI. So how your win rate, return on investment. You have some control over these things. Okay, so as a poker player, you want to be the best, you want to make a lot of money, you have some control. Let's say your performance as a whole. So we'll call this your performance. You have some control over it. Now, the reason you have some control over it and not complete control, no matter how well you play it, you're not really in charge of your ROI. You're not really in charge of your results over even long samples. You can't control that variable. No matter how many times no matter how well you show up, no matter what you do, you can't. So you've got some control. You impact the end result, but you don't have full control. So you're on a downswing, it's important to focus on your performance, but I'm going to show you the mistake people make. Everyone makes a massive mistake here. They have some control over this, and they try to treat it like they got complete control. So I'm going to show you the mindset kind of hack to get around the fact that you can't control everything around your results. So what do you have no control over? As a poker player, so you've controlled your goals, behaviors, your performance is on track, which I'll show you how to break down, and then you've got some control of your EV. So what do you not control as a poker player? You don't control variance, and as a result, you don't control your short-term results. Okay, so you don't control variance and you don't control your short-term results as a result of variance being a big factor. So is it a good idea to focus your energy here? So you're on a downswing, you've lost 10K this month, it's really annoying you, and you focus on the results, the short-term results, and you go in, I'm a bad player, where's the next paycheck coming from? I can't keep going, I don't want to lose money tomorrow, my result, I feel like I'm so frustrated, I'm telling everyone my bad beat stories, I can't get out of bed in the morning. You focus on the short-term results. You don't control this. So basically, when you find yourself in an area where you don't control it, you don't control the results, you don't control variance, you don't control where you're at right now, you've got to reframe and refocus on what you do control. So you've got to take a step back. You're here, you've lost 10K, you're getting obsessed with it, you feel like shit about it, and you're obsessing over it. Now what you do is go back to what you control. You don't control the results, but you control this bit. So you have some control over your performance, all right? So I'm going to break down now why I think most players make a massive mistake in this bit. So let's say your results in AV. Let's say you set yourself some goals. So I'm going to talk about external and internal goals. So external goals, in results terms, most poker players are good at setting these. They want to make X amount of money. They want to play high stakes. They want to achieve X outcome. And generally, a lot of goals for poker players are around making a lot of money or playing high stakes. So let's say your external goals, you set them. Okay, so you've done that bit right. You go external goals, and let's say one is to make lots of dollars, two is to achieve X, and three is to be the best. Another very common poker goal, to be the best. All right, so you've got these external goals. You want to make some dollars, you want to achieve X outcome, could be play high stakes, you want to be the best. That's great. What could possibly go wrong? Problem with having external goals is you don't control the outcome. You haven't got complete control, you've got some control over these, but not full control. So what's going to happen if you don't make dollars, you go to downswing, you're not the best because someone's working harder or someone's just better than you. You don't achieve X outcome because of short-term variance. So what's going to happen? You're going to feel shit, aren't you? You're going to feel really bad because you've set these external goals. You set a monthly goal to make X amount of money, reach these stakes, move with buy-ins. You didn't achieve it. It wasn't your fault fully because there's factors outside your control, and you're beating yourself up really hard. You feel shit about it. So what should you do? What have you done wrong? You focus too much on the external and not the internal. So here's the external goals. You've done these. You want to make X amount of money? Awesome. You don't control that, so you can't stop there. You've got to go to the next level, which is to internalize your goals. Hopefully you guys can see far down. Yeah, I think you can. All right, we're going to go for internal goals. So what are internal goals compared to external goals? Your internal goals are all around your performance and you trying to be the best you can. As a poker player, rather than obsessing on the outcome, which you don't control, obsess over the performance, which you do control. So for performance, let's say optimize, or say peak performance. We'll call it peak performance, which is what you want to hit. And we'll say your focus really matters, your decision making, and your tilt control. Okay, so let's say your internal goals to make a lot of money. You've now got, okay, I can't control making a lot of money, not day to day, not week to week, not month to month. So I need a better goal. So I'm going to change that external goal to peak performance, an internal goal, me being the best I can be, playing my best poker, and I'm going to come up with some scoring metrics, which are my focus, my decision making, and my tilt control. Now imagine you're on a downswing. You've lost 10k, right, for the month, and you feel shit about it. And you basically feel like everything's out of control. Nothing I do works. You've got to bring it back to this internal thing, these internal goals, and go, okay, I'm going to really obsess over these. I'm going to forget about these because I don't control them, and I'm going to obsess over these. So let's say you did that. Let's say you're on a downswing and you're obsessed over your internal goals instead. And you're like, okay, I'm going to make my focus a 10 out of 10. I'm going to make my decision making a 10 out of 10 each day, each session, and my tilt control, how well I control my emotions, 10 out of 10. Every day I play 10 focus, 10 decision making, 10 tilt control. Do you think that would be a constructive way to approach a downswing compared to obsessing over just the outcome? Do you think it would be more constructive to forget about that outcome and obsess over the internal performance? I think it would, and it works for everyone to focus on the things you do control. So if you control these things, the thing is you would come out of the downswing quicker. You'd be able to impact this a lot more if you just didn't think about it. So the kind of irony is, even though you want the external outcomes, you want the money, you want the achievements, you've got to focus on the process, because the more you obsess over just the outcome, the more you've lost control. You focus on things that you don't control. So here we go, the internal goals. This is where you need to focus your energy, all right? Pens are out there. So your internal goals. So let's walk through it. Let's walk through how most players make mistakes. Most players, they will set themselves, they don't take care of this for one, the things they have complete control over. So this is what I call developing your performance edge, setting goals for yourself, developing the habits, behaviors, and alignments with where you want to be in life. Take control of this first, all right? So say you're in a downswing, forget the downswing, throw it over there, get back to what you get complete control, get in control of your days, your habits, your behaviors, your thoughts. Next, you want to do is you want to set external goals. You do want to have things that you're pushing for, but then you've got to go, okay, I can't control the outcome, but I do control this. I sure as hell control my internal goals. I control my performance. I control my focus, decision making, tilt control. So when things get out of control, when you're on a downswing, any of you guys watching now on a downswing who aren't getting the results you want, forget the results, as hard as it is. Forget refreshing that graph. Forget feeling bad about things not going your way, and bring it back to your performance. Are you showing up in the world? Are you actually showing up at the tables the best way you can? Is your focus 9 out of 10 every day? Is your decision making 10 out of 10 every day? Are you in control of your emotions? Are you really playing your best poker? I challenge you to focus only on that for the next week or two. Forget the results. Remove them from your consciousness. Yes, it's good to check them every now and again, but most players just constantly just class the results as the game they're playing. Like, if my results are good, I'm playing good. It doesn't work like that. The results do not correlate. And that's the hardest thing about being a poker player, is this thing called variance, which stops players getting an accurate feedback loop. So you can be playing great and you can be losing, or you can be playing awful and making money, and that messes with poker players' heads. So when you're on a downswing, you've really got to bring back, what do I have no control over? Short-term results and variance. So why the hell would you waste time there? You don't. Bin it. Some control. So you have some control of your results in EV, your ROI, but you don't really have control of the external results. Even though making money, achieving X, you have some control, but not enough. So you bring it back to internal results. You focus right here. This is going to have a direct correlation with your results. If you're on a downswing and you can focus just on these things throughout it, you'll come out the downswing with flying colors. And then go back to this area. This should be your bread and butter. Always control the things you can. Never waste your time on the things you can't control. So if you're a poker player, think about it right now. What are you focusing on? Where are your thoughts occupied? So when I'm talking about these concepts, I'm talking about where you're spending your time and energy. When you're at the poker tables, are you thinking about how bad your results are going? Are you refreshing to see what your win rate is? Are you looking at the graph going down and down? If you are, you're focusing on the thing you don't control. What you should be doing is every hour score your focus, every hour score your decision making, monitor how you're feeling, what's triggering bad emotions, what are the stories you're telling yourself that lead to bad emotional responses that affect your results in decision making. So you've got to really, really obsess on performance. I think all the players who really excel in poker, the players who I work with who crush it, they're the ones who get this concept the best. They're the ones who go, yeah, I don't like downswings. I do feel frustrated when I'm losing. I do want to win. And when I'm not winning, I feel like I'm not progressing towards my goals. Everyone feels that during a downswing. But how do you use that feeling? Are you constructive and working on the things you control? Or are you just obsessed about the things you don't? And a lot of players will just spend way, way too much time on the one area they don't control, variance and short-term results. So hopefully guys have got some value from this. If you enjoyed this video, there's a good chance you'll love my Winner's Edge Club, which is all about about helping poker players to reach their full potential. I broke it down to 3 sections, which is your performance edge, your mental edge, and your lifestyle edge. This topic today was all about your mental edge and getting the reframing of situations and focusing on the things that matter the most. If you did enjoy this video and you want to join the Winners Edge Club or just find out more information, just click the link below this video on how to join. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and there'll be more videos coming from me very soon.